Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, and today we have an impromptu Q&A video, and apologies once again, I don't know what's going on with my voice, man. It's been dying over the course of the past couple of days, so expect lots of voice cracks and things like that. But I used to do a weekly series here in the channel called Dear Nero. It was a weekly Q&A, but I've done like 300 episodes of that Q&A, and eventually you've answered all the questions. Eventually you're just repeating yourself over and over, so occasionally it's fun just to do a Q&A out of nowhere as compared to having like scheduled ones. And I saw in the comments of a recent video that you guys want to have another Dear Nero, so that's basically what we have here today. So if you're here for COD news or anything like that, there's nothing really going on. It's just an average Sunday, so I thought I would sit down and answer your questions. So the first question is going to be coming in from Zach Thompson, who writes, Dear Nero, given how horrible so many game support is, most live service games, specifically Halo Infinite, does it make you feel better about COD's positioning in gaming? No, it doesn't. So, Battlefield's 2042, they're trying to like revitalize that game. Halo is, it was really fun at launch. Everyone seemed to enjoy it. Then they realized what I've been saying all these years, which is progression is king. You need shit to do. Like, the core gameplay is fine, but it's not everyone's first time playing Halo. It's not our first time playing COD. So, we don't have those same warm fuzzies about getting a kill as we did in 2007, or in the case of Halo, like the early 2000s, like real early 2000s, right? So, there needs to be extra things in the game and actually things for you to do and enjoy. And it's not just a COD problem. I think it's a problem with so many games right now where developers are just not releasing games that have enough for people to do to make them actually feel invested in the game. So does it make me feel better about COD? No, because I want every game to be amazing and full post-launch content and just engage with the people that purchase the product, but that hasn't been happening. The next question is going to be coming in from Michael Vogel, a super follower. Wow, my voice cracked. A super follower. I can't even say super. There we go, super follow. God, my voice is dying. Either way, it's Captain Chaos from Twitch. He says, not COD related, but for summer, do you go on vacation? And if you do, where and why? No, we don't do vacations. Not because we're like, oh, we're anti-vacation. I'm kind of anti-traveling. I don't enjoy traveling, but I don't go on vacation or anything like that. But the summer has been very good. I have like an above ground pool in my backyard, nothing fancy. Like when I got my house here, the pool is already there. And, we opened up the pool, we swam all the time this summer. My parents have a camp by a lake. We went out and visited them, and so we did like a lot of summery things this year. But the kids went back to school this past week, and the leaves are starting to change. Football season starts in like 4 days. So yeah, summer's over, and that sucks, but I really like fall. Fall is, football season, new Call of Duty game, usually a bunch of other games as well. Thanksgiving, which is eat great food and fall asleep watching football day. My birthday is in November. Then of course after that we have Christmas and stuff like that. So like I'm excited for fall, but it does kind of suck that summer is over. Next question is coming in from Miami Mark, who writes, Dear Nero, did you do fantasy football this year? If so, how'd your team turn out? So here's my team right here. I went with sort of I wouldn't call it a zero running back strategy. The zero running back strategy is like you don't get running backs till like the 7th or 8th round. But in the first round, I took Cooper Kupp. Second round, I got Stephon Diggs. Third round, I took George Kittle. And then in the 4th round, I'm like, okay, I need a running back. And I saw that Zeke was there. Of course, everyone thinks Zeke is going to do terrible, but, beggars can't be choosers. If you're looking for your number one running back in the 4th round, you can do a lot worse than Ezekiel Elliott. Later on, end up getting Matt Stafford to pair up with Cooper Kupp, end up getting CEH, who is very unreliable, but snag Dameon Pierce as well, who could be a stud for the Texans. But then again, we're talking about the Texans here. The Yahoo grading systems we play on Yahoo, they gave my draft an A-, and they predict me to go, I think, 11-3 this year, but, it's all predictions, it's all bullshit and whatever. But I'm happy with my team, and I can't wait for football season. Next question is coming in from Ant SpongeBob, who writes, Dear Nero, do you think Modern Warfare 2 will have a year 1 and year 2 battle pass? No. I think it's just going to be seasonal like they've done over the past couple of years. Although having an overarching one on top of like a seasonal one could be a cool idea. Next question is coming in from Bunga. How do you feel about the campaign for Modern Warfare 2? I really don't care. I really don't care. You guys will see sometimes like I have these like cinematics in the background. Like if I'll be showing a tweet in a video, I'll have like these cinematics in the background that kind of just like make the video look better. Like that's all I do in the campaign. Like I beat the campaign. Eventually I go through and play it, especially if there's like an operator or something you get for doing it. But the entire time I'm playing, I try to get into the story. I don't like action movies, for example. I think they're boring. So when I play through a COD campaign, it's kind of a similar vibe, at least for me personally. But the entire time, like, I'm always thinking about YouTube, and I'll see like a really cool spot and I'll just like, you know what? I'm going to stand here for about 30, 45 seconds, record this, because that'll look cool in the background of a video. And I'm showing you examples right now of stuff I did in Call of Duty Vanguard. So there you go. Next question is coming in from Wooby. I don't know how to pronounce your name. What's your favorite kind of cheese? Pepper jack, hands down. The next question here is going to be coming in from Tikdanom. How much do you actually care about these second game modes in all COD games like zombies and etc.? Like I just said, I really don't care for the campaign. Like, the campaign usually is like 4 to 8 hours. You play it once, you're kind of done. It doesn't really, I'm playing COD for 15 years, guys. I don't care about single player, Call of Duty games. They're basically action movies in video game form. And if people enjoy that, then cool. It's just not for me personally. I love multiplayer. And if zombies is good, I enjoy playing zombies as well. So I do care about zombies. And I especially like it if there's a way for them to incorporate zombies into the multiplayer in some way. And what I mean by that is, like, a game like Black Ops 4, say what you want about supply drops, but with the daily contract system and the different challenges you had, it felt good knowing that I could go do all my multiplayer contracts and then jump into zombies, knock out my zombies contracts, get my zombies tier skip, and like that unified progression felt good. And I hope they do something like that in the future, but we're not getting zombies for 2 more years until 2024. The next question is coming in from Quinn, who writes, Dear Nero, will we ever see a Black Ops 2 remaster in the next 5 years? Anything is possible. Remastering those beloved games is a license to print money, so it's going to happen. It's just, in the next 5 years, though, that's hard to say because, if you think of it like, the next 2 years are going to be Modern Warfare. And then the year after that, at the very least, the year after that is going to be, we'll call it Black Ops 5, 6, whatever you want to call it. That's 3 years in the future right there. And, are they going to, right after they release that Black Ops game, are they going to be like, it's going to be Infinity Ward's turn or Sledgehammer's turn? And then, so in the next 5 years, actually, now I'm thinking about it, doesn't seem very realistic whatsoever. But I do think we'll see remasters eventually. But, until then, we have things like, again, IW4X, the Plutonium Project, and things like that, where people can go back and play those games. And are they remastered? No, but you can still play them. You know what I mean? Next question here is coming in from Kareem, who writes, Dear Nero, how do you keep your friends engaged in playing? I don't. My friends suck. They don't ever want to play anything besides Hearthstone anymore. Then the next call will come out, and then they're all going to want to they'll be fighting for a spot in the party. And that'll dwindle off after about a week, and then they'll just sit in Discord always talking about how they have nothing to do. That's my friend group right now. Next question is coming in from Epsilon, but I like his Twitter handle better. It's Depressed Colts Fan. It's got a little sad Pepe with a Colts hoodie on. Are you still going to be rooting for the Browns after all their controversial moves this past offseason? If not, what team would you pick if you didn't? So yes, I'm still a Browns fan. I'm not, okay, so Desean Watson, right? All the allegations from the masseuses and stuff like that, regardless of innocent until proven guilty, whether he did it, whether he didn't, whatever, we gave away 3 first-round draft picks for this guy, and he's not even playing the first 11 games of the year. And honest to goodness, I'm having a hard time thinking of any player in the NFL that I would want to give up 3 first-round draft picks for. It's really stupid. But if I were to pick a different team to root for, oh man, that's honestly pretty tough because I like a lot of the underdog teams. For example, the Lions, because I'm a Browns fan, right? My team's been shitty forever. So I commiserate with all the other people that have really shitty teams. So, the idea of the Lions, maybe throw in the Bears, something like that. Those are the kind of teams I can kind of get behind as well. The Jets, I think Jets have incredible uniforms, but they've been bad for a long time as well. So I don't think I'm ever going to switch off the Browns, but no, I'm not very happy with the changes this offseason. The next question is going to be coming in from Emmett. Oh, I can already tell this is going to be trying trying to get me to trigger my audience here. What is your opinion on snipers and sniper balance in COD, old balancing or current balancing? The big thing is make them fast. For people like quickscoping, you need to make them fast to make them viable up close and things like that, because let's face it, COD maps outside of ground war are not designed like they used to be, where you could like sit in the back of the map and pick people off at a really long distance. Like if you want to use a sniper in a modern day COD, typically it's quickscoping, right? But to balance that, yes, give them fast ADS transition, but make sure they still have flinch, unlike in a game like Cold War. Because in a game like Cold War, where you could just be lighting somebody up and, you know, it doesn't matter because they have no flinch on their sniper, it just feels really, really bad. Like the sniper's like, woo, I got a kill. The person that dies to it just feels like they couldn't have done anything differently. And, you know, it sucks when it feels like the game decided that you died as compared to like your own input having a factor there. So that's my opinion on snipers. The next question is going to be coming in from Tengen, who writes, Dear Nero, it's a big world, Nero. Why haven't you embarked on your anime journey yet? Well, there's a stigma to it, but I honestly, like, I used to watch like Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, stuff like that growing up. But the truth is, I don't watch TV shows really. I watch like miniseries. Like I'm a big fan of like Mike Flanagan and, you know, Haunting of Hill House, Blind Man, or Midnight Mass. They have a new one coming out. But I really, like, you ask me like, oh, have you seen this movie? I'm like, no. Have you watched this show? It's like, no. And I always hate it when people are like, dude, you have to get into this show. It's so amazing. It's great. I'm like, oh yeah. And you look at it and it's like, oh, so there's 8 seasons and every episode's 45 minutes long. Like you're giving me like 300 hours of work. Like I don't want to commit to that. I don't want to get into that. You know, I play games. That's what I like to do. I watch sports because they're very like, you know, turn on, turn off, whatever. And I like to play video games. I don't like, I was almost like, I have a living room. I mean, everyone has a living room pretty much, but like, I don't use my living room at all. Like I'm literally always in my office. Like I have a house and I exist within my bedroom and then my office. Like I really don't use any other part of my entire house. I could very well live in like a shed and be fine, because you know, that's me. I'm into sports and video games, I suppose. Just don't really have any desire, never saw the appeal of the uwus and the animes and just that never really appealed to me. The next question is coming in from the Double D, the Music Man, who says, if you know, when will they bring back a traditional prestige system and get rid of the crap they have now? Also, any word on the UMP-45 being in the new Modern Warfare game? I'm sure somebody in the comments can answer this. I know there's people out there that have like gun list videos out there and stuff like that, but I never paid much attention to those because things can always change. And, you know, if the game has a UMP, then cool. If it doesn't, then whatever. It doesn't really affect me. But when will they bring back a traditional prestige system? Hopefully this year. Like, I think I speak for probably 95% of the community when I say that seasonal prestige is garbage and no one enjoys it. Like, well, besides the other 5%. Like, it's a terrible system. Bring back normal prestige. It's one of the many things that made COD awesome. The next question is coming in from Harry, who says, if multiplayer is bad, but DMZ is amazing, would your content be only DMZ? Possibly, I suppose. If DMZ is so good that I just fall in love with it, then sure, I can see myself making DMZ content. The same is true of Warzone. You know, I enjoyed the Blackout style gameplay a lot more. So I post what I enjoy. And if I enjoy DMZ, then sure, there'll be DMZ videos. The next question is coming in from... His Twitter name is Forced Celibacy. I like that. He writes, hello, Nero. My question is, with the 2-year cycle, do you actually think that by the second year that they will fully update and add content the same as the first year, or will they slowly let it die to build hype for COD 2024? That's the thing we're all kind of hoping doesn't happen. You know what I mean? Because like you look at any COD that's come out recently, you know, they really hype up the first season, maybe the second season. They do a couple of season reloadeds and whatnot. By the time you get to season 3 and 4, interest in the game is faded down pretty significantly, and even the devs are barely even touching it. And then they pump out a season 5, sometimes a season 6. We didn't get season 6 this year, and then the game is just on, you know, keep the lights on mode at that point, where they barely even touch it. And that's happened many years in a row. So maybe the whole first year of Modern Warfare 2 is going to be great, and then the second year is just going to be, well, the rumors right now are saying we're going to be getting like virtually every original Modern Warfare 2 map. So that could be really cool. But we'll have to see how hard they hit that second year. And again, it's unprecedented times. We really don't know, you know, how things are actually going to play out. So there you have it, guys. I think I'm going to wrap up the video here today. Funnily enough, this question, there's a guy on Twitter, his name's Techno92, says, could you do a short Q&A for today's video? I'm like, oh, all right. Well, I like doing longer Dear Neros, but this one's going to be like roughly 15 minutes or something like that. But you guys hear my voice. You guys don't want to hear this anymore. So we'll just, hopefully I feel better tomorrow. But guys, that's it for this Q&A here today. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. If nothing else, hopefully it made for some good background noise while you're working or playing games or working out or driving or doing whatever it is you're doing. Hopefully you just enjoyed the little background noise here, and I'll catch you guys with another video tomorrow. We're over 2 months into this daily upload thing, and it's actually going really well. I'm a fan of it. So guys, that's it for this video here today. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.
What's your fucking problem?